You didn't want to be seen, Corona? Oh, okay.
You want me to be?
Hello. Yeah, you can join me. So I'm not talking to myself. Hey, there we go. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. So we are in our second session. I know most of you probably seen me a little while ago because we were just on. But we just doing another live via Zoom. And this time we are, like I said, I am a business coach. I do a lot of supporting business to expand. So my name is Athenia Rodney, the business coach, and I run the Juneteenth NYC event, which I just shared a little while if you were on the last stream. But if not, this is our platform. And one of the things that I am very big on is giving back to the community. I know a lot of organizations or individuals will be like, oh, I'm not trying to tell all my secrets because then somebody's going to take my information and then they're going to try to do it. And I always say to that, God made only one you, and only you can do things the way that you do them. God made even twins don't operate the same way. So note that whatever your passion, whatever your goal is, it is your desire to do, and whatever information somebody else shares with you, you may take pieces of it and create it, make it your own. That is not, in any way for someone to feel offended, but more flattered. Um, so today we're going to be talking about content creation. We were doing the last session, we were talking about your Instagram page and talking about how you can better engage with people on your Instagram page. And one of the things that we kept hearing was, well, I get it, but my biggest issue is content. It's hard for me to create content for my page to keep it active. It's a lot to do. And so we wanted to start by giving you some examples of how to do so. So first and foremost, I always say content is king. You might see people walking around, they're taking pictures, they're taking videos of different things, whatever they do. And it's important. People want to see the process. People don't just want to see the end result of anything. When you are a business, people want to see how you got from point A to point B. So some people feel like, oh, I have to wait until I'm perfect. I have to wait until I have my all of my Canva brandings and everything looks good. People want to see the messy. They want to see the beginning of how you got started, and you get to see the beginning of how you got started if you just start. So I always say just start. Whatever it is, start off slow. You can always delete stuff later if it don't look good later once you get your rhythm going. But start putting stuff out there. Start getting a rhythm for yourself together so that you can create a flow, and so that people can expect it. Every Wednesday, we are doing information sessions. We just decided to try this out this week and do it live. We'll see how the feedback we get from that. So this is, new. It's going to be some hookups. It's going to be some things that might not look good. We'll review it after, and we'll come back next week better. People want to see you in that process. No one is perfect. So I just want to state that. I don't know how much I can impress on anybody. No one is perfect. So don't feel like you need to show up perfect every time when you post on your social media page. So what does it mean, the content to be king? Content creation is very vital, right? It's something that every page thrives on. We live in an information, when we say a microwavable information world. People want information, they want it right away. And if they can't get information right away from you, they're going to go on to the next best thing. Right now, we have so many things. We have AI, we have Google, we have our children who are smarty pants is what I call. So I call my kids my smarty pants. Whenever I don't know something, I go straight to them. And there are multiple platforms to be able to do so. This is just to give you an example of different ways and different outlines of how you might be able to present your content on your page. You can tell a story from your personal view on how you are engaging with your products. You can do infographics. You can create a list for people on what they might need to bring it. It all depends on what your business is and what your customer base may be interested in. And I go to the next slide. So understanding the importance of Instagram content, right? So this is just to give you an example. There are over a billion active users who globally interact with social media. So it's not just a United States thing. It's not just a individual state thing. There are over a billion. And if you look at this, there are things that I'm sure that might originally like stand out to you. Take note of those things because that is what you need to do in order to get other people to stand out, for you to stand out to other people. So what stood out to you? For me, it's the kids. I'm like, oh, what's going on with the kids? Any pictures with kids? I'm like, oh, that's cute. So maybe the ways that I might sell, I have my balloon business. Um, with my balloons. Maybe I'll have pictures with balloons with my, the kids holding balloons or helping me set up or helping me put the balloons together, things of that nature. All of those type of things are what, is going to help you to sell your business, sell what it is. Instagram is a visual page. So it's all about the visuals, right? They say pictures are 1,000 words, and it is so true. And that's why I say it's about the process. It's not just about the end result that people want to see. Hi, Latanya. Welcome. They want to see you go through the entire process in setting up what you're doing. So you want to have a range of content, different formats, different ways of putting up your images. You want to have videos and pictures, and you want to have things that are engaging. You'll also see words. People like to see words that are moving, not always just stagnant. So have a variation of posts on your page. So, setting objectives for this space. What is the list of questions? So, what are your business goals? Are the first things that you want to ask yourself when you start to think about your page? So, like Corona, when we were just talking, I was asking you, like, what's your goal? Are you, looking to make your business into a formalized long-term business? Are you looking to sell 100 products a week or a month? Having a goal like that helps you to identify what you want people to do on your social media page, on your Instagram page. Do you just want followers so that they can understand what your business is like? I always say businesses thrive when people know, like, and trust you. People know that I have 3 children and a husband. People know that my kids are involved in activities and that I'm a mom and a business owner, and they follow me on both fronts because they're like, wow, you're a business owner doing the same. I can relate to that. I'm a mom, and I want to be a business owner. So what are you doing? Let me know when I'm ready. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So, and that's Vic, my administrative assistant. So thank you so much, Vic, for supporting. So we have the 4 pillars of social media content. So when you are thinking about the types of content, you want to also have a mix of the content that you're putting on your page. So there should be a portion of it that's entertainment. People is going to get people engaged, keep people, laughing, or create an emotion of some sort. So it might be a crying, happy, excited, any of those type of emotions is one. Promotional, where you're sharing information about what you are doing. So it might be an event that you're putting on or that you're participating in, or you're selling a particular product or a service that you want people to know about, and you're giving the best way to sell it. Educational. where you are telling them about the product. So if you're selling body butters or oils, you might be talking about the purity of the essential oils that you're using, why you use certain smells or certain scents. How is it relevant to you or the coach or your culture? Any number of things where you can go with the educational part of your business. I know for me with balloons, we started talking about, that balloons are biodegradable because people didn't know that. They're just like, oh, balloons are rubber. They're horrible for the environment. And like, actually, no, they're not. They biodegrade and they end up turning into dust if you leave them out in the sun. So we actually did like a little video of transition of a balloon after 5 to 10, 15, 20, and 30 days in the sun. And it by 30 days had disintegrated to nothing. So being able to find out what some of the rumors or some of the myths are about your business or your products, and dispel them. So that's what you would do in like an educational space. And then conversational. What are some challenges? What are some trends? What are newsworthy things? I remember way back when somebody had did a balloon release with Mylar balloons, which are the foil balloons that last a little bit longer, and they let them out into California. They let them out in the air, and the balloons got stuck on the transformer, and it blew out all of the stadium. It was a major game that was going on. It blew out the lights for the game, and they had to put up backup generators and everything. That was devastating for the balloon community because we were being blamed for the fact that happened. So California actually created a law that was like, you can't do balloon releases, and let alone if you are doing a balloon release, the string, the ribbon that you use cannot be metal. It has to be the paper ones, because it then becomes a conduit. And that was the reason why that balloon blew out a whole transformer. So those are things that that's great information to share because it's also educational and spark conversation between individuals. So what do you have, or what about your business can you create entertainment, promotional, educational, conversational pieces? Next slide, please. So crafting visually appealing content. So you want your information on your page not to be too much, right? You want it to be something that people can look at and not quench and be like, ooh. You have people who put up stuff and it's like they do it for shock value. So, you want quality pictures to make sure that people, it's not too blurry or, oh, what is that? What's going on? That's not what you want anybody to be looking at your pictures and saying. And hello, Let's Just Vibes and MSJJ 2583 and Forewarming Clothing. Thank you for joining us. Also, so there's some programs that you can use. A number of people are familiar with Canva. And if you're not familiar with Canva, you need to get familiar with Canva because that is life. Trust me. I think everything that I do now is like, oh, let me just create a Canva for that. I'm like, oh, I got to write a new resume. Let me put it in Canva. Oh, I got to send a letter and put a letterhead on it. Put it in Canva. So Canva does everything. And it also helps you to create like a outline so that you can see what your pictures look like before they even go out on your Instagram page. So you have a visual view. It's called a sample Instagram. I think it's sample Instagram photos. So you see what it looks like when it goes out. You also have InShot, which is a video editing platform. Hi, Pretty Creations. You have PicMonkey, which is another photo editing and graphic design. So you're able to put different graphics together, put words on there. And then you also have Adobe Suite. Now, Adobe Suite, in my opinion, is a little advanced. So you got to play around with that one. But Canva is like drag and drop. Like as long as you can upload something, you just drag it and drop it into spaces. So that is really dope. So there's just some sites that we suggest that you be able to use to put together your information. Next slide, please. So the next thing, and this is also what Canva helps you with, is identifying like what sizes things should be, right? So if you're doing a profile photo, it should be 320 by 320. And sometimes your picture might be larger than that. And so you'll see that half of your head is outside the picture or half of your logo was outside the picture. So really using a product like Canva to put your logo in, to size it properly so that you can have it and it stands out. Hi, Bolden Trills, welcome. The carousel posts. So any carousel posts need to be 1080 by 1080. Again, so that they are consistently able to go through. Or carousel post portraits are also could be 1080 by 1350. Carousel post landscapes 1080 by 566. Stories, which is what goes up in the corner, and you see everyone like doing their lives and stuff from there. That's 1080 by 1920, and then reels are 1080 by 1920. So I say, please screenshot this. It's information that is helpful to know. And like I said, Canva allows you to put in you can do specific, and it also has some of these already outlined for you. It'll be like IG carousel post landscape, and it'll automatically resize the picture for you. And all you would have to do is just adjust your picture to fit the size. Next slide, please. So writing engaging captions. So a number of people are always like, oh, well, how do I do that? Is it essential? Is it important? Yes, it is. Again, like I said, people are visual. People want to see something that's going to jump out at them. So what is your main message, and what are you trying to get people to see if you only have, just think about this, if you only have 2 seconds to look at your picture, what is it that you want people to see when they see that picture? So like number 2, it's like Instagram 105 best one-line Instagram captions. So I might not see the 105 best one-liners, but I will see Instagram captions. So that's going to make me say, oh, you know what? Let me go to that and let me scroll through it to see. Also, there's this thing, right, that is called ChatGPT. It has saved my life. I found out about ChatGPT at the end of last year, and it has been a game changer when it comes to writing content. And we're actually going to talk a little bit about that. So let's go to the next slide. So writing engaging captions. So you have prompt actions, right? For any of your posts, you want to also make sure that you're adding a prompt. So you're basically telling people what to do. So you're either telling them to click here, you're going to learn more, you want you to shop now, sign up today, join here. People want to be told what to do in the spaces. If you just see a picture and you look at it and you're like, oh, this is nice, what do I do with it? Just look at it and read it. Okay, I looked at it and I read it. And then, somebody will be like, oh, well, how come you didn't share my post or my picture? And it's like, oh, I didn't even think about that. So I always say, if there are things that you want people to do, just tell them. Nobody's a mind reader. And I mean, there's one thing that I learned about being a wife is that you got to say what you want. And the same thing in this space. On Instagram, you have to say what you want your audience to do so that they are able to follow and support you, or to click here or learn more. So incorporate it into your storytelling, make it humorous, but always, always, always have a call to action. Next slide, please. Utilizing hashtags are extremely important. And actually, one of the gifts that we give to individuals who sign up for our coaching business is to do just that. Give it life of peril. What you said? Give it life of peril, says my other best friend. Laugh out loud. Ha ha. And old Ashley Wash. Old Ashley Wash joined. So welcome. I don't know, some of these names sometimes I gotta say it slow so that I can make sense. Yeshua's dot Rose, welcome, and Bold Trails. I said hello already. So welcome everyone for joining. But yeah, so hashtags. Hashtags are extremely important. And I know people are like, are hashtags still important? Yes, they are. Because it is something that gets picked up in the SEOs, not just in Instagram, but also outside on Google searches. So when you are putting hashtags, um, you want to include different things. You want to make sure it has a mix of your niche, like what's your area of whatever you're doing. So, like for example, I've been talking about balloons. So where are balloons typically? Balloons are typically at birthday parties, or for me, because we do more corporate events, I would say schools or corporate organization, like corporate parties or holiday parties or something like that. So you want to put your products in areas in which you want people in that area to kind of find you. And then what's a popular hashtag in that space? So for balloons, it might be Party City, because I know that when people are looking for balloons, they're going to probably look up Party City. So we put Party City for that. And then making sure that you have your own branded hashtag as well. So like Emoji Events or Emoji Balloons are my branded hashtags. So if you look up any of those, you'll see about 90% of the pictures are mine. And so you want to also do the same for your business. You want to have a little bit in each different area so that you are able to attract people to your page and then keep people coming back. Next slide, please. So I was just talking about my trusty friend. So I told my husband I'm cheating on him with ChatGPT. ChatGPT, like I said, is a lifesaver. It is the bomb.com. It has helped me in so many different ways, from writing emails that I've found to be hard to like write or to respond to people, or to sometimes even just writing a condolence message that you want to be sincere. And I swear that ChatGPT be inside my head, because I'm like, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Like you just knew. So just the same. But sometimes ChatGPT also doesn't get it right. And that is because it has to learn you. It has to learn about your business. It has to learn about, what it is that you are trying to convey. And once you get the hang of it, you'll start knowing how to put, certain words in that'll get you the results that you're looking for. So like, I even use ChatGPT when I'm looking for recipes sometimes. I'm like, how to cook using eggs, bacon, and sausage, and spinach. And it'll give me a whole recipe or two on different ways that I could use that combination of items. So the same way it will do something like that for a recipe, it will do the same for you, for your business. So it can format it to break down into columns. So this is an example of one that we have here. And this is for inside ChatGPT, what you would say is, can you write me at least 5 variant posts for a format, and format them in a table where one column is the title, talks about my niche. So whatever your niche is, I would say what talks about my balloons. And then one column is the short description. And then one column is the 500-word description. Now, I don't know if you can see what it says in on here, but it's like the title is like elevate your style. And then the short description like elevate your look with our classic fedora hat, perfect for any occasion, whether strolling through Central Park or dining in Soho. And then the 500-word description goes into like a lot more of details about it. So the short description would be, something that you would put as your maybe under your picture and the caption, and then the other part may be the longer area. So it's giving you like all of the information. It just gave me 5 different posts, and guess what? I didn't have to work very hard. All I had to do was give me 5 variants. You can do any number. It could be 10, it could be 15 variants, it could be 20, it could be 100 variants, and it will write out the number of variants for you. Next slide, please. So here we have making sure we talked about your brand, right? And making sure that your brand is a part of everything that you do. One of the things that I always do, so in here you'll see the logo. The logo is in all of the different spaces, and then the caption, like what's your if your business has a what is it called? It's totally escaping me. But a tagline. If your business has a tagline, you can use that as your caption. So for theirs, the tagline is timeless elegance, right? And for this business about hats, so for me, mine was Umoja Balloon Decor, and our tagline was never a dull moment. And that was because of a number of things. When you have balloons, it makes an event, spicy. It makes it look festive and fun. So it's never a dull moment. And anytime you do an event, it's never a dull moment. Even if we're doing an event for a funeral, it has never been a dull moment. So we use that as our tagline. So that's something that you will see on most of our pictures, our brands, but at the very least, you will always see our logo on all of our pictures. Couple of reasons. One is brand recognition. Two is you want to make sure that your work stays within your domain. So if it's work that you did and you created, it was something that your style, that somebody does not take it and use it as their own. So that is because anything that goes on social media becomes free domain property. So you want to make sure to put some branding on it so that people know that it was you. And hello, Judy Boston, welcome. Next slide, please. And these are just some examples of ways that this is just an example. So like, just do it, right? Think about their brand with the Nike asterisk. Like if you just see that is pretty much what you'll know that's Nike. I mean, when you see the tagline, just do it, people also associate that with Nike as well. So think about as your main focus of your picture, what's your goal? Like what's the goal that you're trying to get people to get out of your picture or the content that you're trying to display? You want to make sure you have included any keywords. You want to make sure that whatever you're doing is scalable. If you start something, you need to continue doing it. So if you're going to do it every week, then continue doing it every week. It's going to be every day, then do it every day. Once a month, every Thursday, every second Thursday or third Thursday. People like to know that they are going to get something from a particular business on the same time every day, like on a time schedule. Just like some of us have children and they had to be fed on a certain time schedule is the same way people are conditioned because of that, right? So, I remember TGI Fridays. It was every Friday. And I was, prepared and ready, had my snacks, sit down, watch it every Friday, did all my homework beforehand. So, you want people to have the same sentiment for you, that they're like, oh, I know Corona is going to put something out on Saturday, every Saturday, and it's always lit. I need to see what you're going to put out on this Saturday. So you want people to anticipate the stuff that you're putting up. Hello, Sovereign Markets, welcome. And Hav Lanira, welcome as well. You want your business to be searchable. So you want, again, that's where hashtags and using words, using similar phrases or terms in your post so that it becomes known as your wording. I don't know, but some people who may be in college or have gone through college, they now are able to see like if your work has gone through like a ChatGPT program or if you have copywritten from someone else, because if let's say you got a class of 100 people, if there are 5 or 6 words that come up as very similar to each other, they're going to pull the work and they're going to say this was, a copycat from the other. So you want that to happen for your work. You want to be copycat for your work. And then when you're posting pictures, make sure they are high definition. Make sure that it is clear and it is visible, unless you're trying to make it, a joke where your picture is not, like, oh, are you trying to act like somebody else? So again, as we were talking earlier, put some humor in it. So if your picture is not the best of quality, then you want to explain why not, so that people are able to, to grasp what you're trying to do. And I think that's the last slide. So I will take any questions if anyone has any questions or comments or thoughts. And welcome, Paris Ansar, I think it is. No questions? Okay. Well, if not, then I will leave you for tonight. If you do have any questions, feel free to check out our website, which is atheniarodney.com. Or arbusinessexpansion.com. Both of those have information about our platform or what we do. We also have our Juneteenth NY event that we do every year, which is happening this year between June 14th and the 19th. And if you didn't catch us earlier today at our info session to learn how to be a vendor, we hope that you are able to do so later. How often is this? Do a new session every month. So the next one will be in March. So we'll be doing a new session. Next week we'll be doing, next week we won't have a session. And then the week afterwards we won't have a session either because it's my birthday, which is March 27th. So we'll be having our next session in March, the first week in March. So we look forward to having you join us there. But our info sessions we do at every Wednesday at 7 p.m. So if you are interested in learning about being a vendor with us for our Juneteenth festival, you can go to our website at JuneteenthNY.com, or you can join us back here on Wednesday at 7. We'll be sharing information about the event. So thank you, everyone. Again, my name is Athenia Rodney. I'm CEO and founder of Umoja Events, Juneteenth NYC, and Athenia Rodney Coaching Business Expansion. And I hope you have a great night. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Bye.